Okay, so يا حلوين, today we're gonna speak about what? Okay, today we'll speak about what is culture identity. In the past, we talked about what? We talked about social self-identity and social identity. قلنا self-identity, it is the mental image about ourselves. Social identity is how we see ourselves comparing to the group we belong. ماشي? Today we will learn about the culture identity. Before talking about cultural identity, we need to understand the meaning of culture. Okay, what do you think about the meaning of culture? Let's share it together, share the ideas, and tell me, what do you think about the meaning of culture? What is culture mean? Or what does culture? يلا يا أمارات. يا حلوين. Unmute yourself and speak. يلا 8C. What is culture?
What is culture? Yeah, you want to go? Yes, come.
Culture is where the place where you come from.
طيب.
Teacher.
Way of the place. You are almost there. You are almost reached the answer. Let's have a way of life.
It's a place that has specific traditions and clothes and stuff.
So here also you make the culture related to the place only. That means what? It means if you move from this place, you're gonna leave the culture over there. So close the door يا بنات. Okay. طيب. What is culture? As I said, you're almost reached the correct definition of the culture. Simply, we can say that culture is the way of life. Culture is the way of life. When I said a way of life, it means what? It means your food, your outfit, your religion, your rules, your traditions, your customs, your maybe also the architecture of your area, the writing, the language, the religion, the belief, all of this together are forming our culture. Okay, all of us have kind of different ones. Our culture is different up till our family. From where we mainly receive our culture, we mainly receive our culture from our family. And in fact, our culture, it's something based from one generation, passed from one generation to another generation. Your parents got their culture mainly from their parents. You got your own culture mainly from your parents. And inshallah, later, بإذن your kids will get their culture from you. So over generations, the culture pass from this generation to another one. Okay. But Ms. Dalia, that means we're gonna have one culture for all generation? No, culture is dynamic. Culture is dynamic. What's dynamic mean? It means culture change all the time. It's never ever stayed the same. Culture change all the time. Never ever stayed the same. How the culture change? What helped culture change? We will know more and more about this in the coming part when we are talking about the spread of culture. Now in modern life, we're having high technology. We're having great internet connection. Let's take ourselves as an example. Now where am I? I'm in Egypt. And where are you? You are in Saudi Arabia. I'm giving you your social class through the Teams using the internet connection. So we have kind of feeling that we are close to each other. This is the idea of the modern life. Culture also spread easily now because of the high technology people have in their modern life, because of the internet connection we are having now, which is making it easy for us to contact each other. Okay, so those things help culture to spread. You might like something that came from another culture and you fit it into your culture. You add it to your culture. Well, this thing might be a dish, might be an outfit, might be a word. I'm gonna give you 2 examples related to myself, and I want you to give me examples related to yourself and your experience. I think fair enough. I'm gonna give you example, you give me example. You will not give examples, I will not give examples. Okay, ماشي. When I moved to Saudi Arabia, I found if I ask any person about anything, most of one used to say abshiri. And I got that this word is kind of touchable word. Abshiri. I loved it. And I started using this word. Whenever any person asked me about anything, I used to say abshir or abshiri. This word is mainly belonging to which culture? To the Saudi culture. But I'm Egyptian. I took this word from the Saudi culture and fit it into my culture. I want to hear from you. And then I'm going to give you my second example. يلا يا حلوين. Teacher.Dalia, my lovely one inside the class, okay? Waiting to share your ideas, your experience regarding this point. If you learned a new word from your friend, if you learned a new how to cook something, and so on. يلا يا حلوين, Etsy. Unmute the mic and speak. يلا يا حلوين. Etsy, no respond at all. لا أسكت الله لكم حسا يا حلوات. طب unmute your mic and make me feel that you understood what I've been talking about. Yeah, Amarat, no respond at all.
I am Ethan. I got something.
الله الحمد لله سمعت صوت حد منكم الحمد لله والشكر لله. يلا يا إثار. يلا يا إثار الله يحفظك فيك يا حبيبتي.
When I went to China, and we were going to buy some furniture for our house. So when we went there, well, it's obviously an English word, means okay. And before that, I didn't used to say okay and this stuff. But after hearing it a lot, I started saying okay. That's it.
So you keep saying okay because you found people every day saying okay too much. That's what you want to
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Isar.
You're welcome.
Okay, another one. يلا يا حلوين. يلا يا أمارات. مفيش أي sharing تاني؟ طيب a dish. A dish, type of food. طيب I'm gonna give you another example related to my myself. When I moved to Saudi Arabia, I don't used to eat biryani مثلا. But I tried biryani from one of my friends. And biryani mainly it's a Pakistani and Indian food. But when I tried it, I loved it. I went online and I tried to find the recipe and how to do it and to cook it. And alhamdulillah, I'm excellent at this. And now it's became an important dish in our dishes. It's one of the important dishes in our life. Got it, يا بنات? Got it, يا حلوين?
Yes.
That was an introduction about their lesson. That was an introduction about their lesson. Gonna move to the first slide, which is having the objectives. Okay, we're gonna move to the first slide, which is having the having the objective in it. لحظة بس عشان في قطة دخلت عندنا فلازم أخرجها بعد إذنكم بس يعني. There's a cat came. Yes. Alhamdulillah. Okay. عايزين تشوفوا الكات؟
Yes, we want to see it, please.
طيب استنى احاول اجيبها لكم يعني احاول اوريكم الكاتس برضه بس كده هنعمل ستوب شيرنج لحظه شير فيديو اوريكم الكات ولا تزعلوا خالص. Can you see it? Can you see the cat?
Oh, so cute! So cute, mashallah. Yes, they're so cute.
Just put it step like that. You see the cat?
Yeah. Yes, it's so cute.
Yeah, she came to attend with us.
Mashallah,
Okay.
I love her costume. Oh, mashallah,
She
so
came
cute.
Yeah. So we have a lesson. Okay. So here let's share the screen again. The PowerPoint. عملنا refreshment جميل مع القطة كده.
Yes.
Okay, we have kind of refreshment with the cat. So let me just share again the PowerPoint. So yalla, I think you can see it now. Alhamdulillah. Right. The objective of this lesson, يا بنات, analyze interactions between cultures and subcultures, discover similarities and differences between communities and cultural communities, examine how culture influences the development of self-identity, and examine the importance of the cultural identity. Through this lesson, we're going to learn about all of those points, okay? We're going to learn about interaction between cultures. Like the example I gave now, it was an example related to what? Related to the interaction between cultures. Cultures interact together in different ways. Culture, okay, might be combined together, might join. One person might have more than one culture, okay? As I said, as I gave you an example, okay, whenever we are having a new ideas that came from another culture and we started fit it into our culture, okay, that means what? That means we will have kind of change in our own culture. When we define the culture, simple definition of the culture as what I said when I introduced the lesson, culture is the way of life. Culture is the way of life, okay? Of a particular group. And what is cultural identity? Here's the title of the lesson. Cultural identity is the feeling of belonging to a particular culture. I'm feeling that I'm belonging to the Muslim culture. I'm proud with this feeling. Okay, I'm feeling that I have this great sense of belonging to the Muslim culture. Alhamdulillah. So when I'm saying Muslim culture means what? Means certain rules. We have to respect it. We have to follow it. Okay, and certain things which is forbidden in our culture as Muslim. Okay, so this is the culture identity. This is my culture identity. Feeling kind of belonging to a particular culture. Maybe I'm Egyptian. Okay, I'm feeling that. Okay, I'm part of the Egyptian culture. When we talk about culture, we can say that when we're speaking about behavior, way of life, art, belief, customs, traditions, food, outfits, language. We are talking about what we are talking about things, okay, that passed from one generation to another generation. Like I told you, your parents got their cultures mainly from their parents, and your parents, you got your culture mainly from your parents, and inshallah, your kids will receive their culture from you, okay, their main culture from you. Right. Culture is only one type? No, culture have many types. Dominant culture, subculture, folk culture, and global culture. In the coming part of the lesson, we're gonna cover most of those types, okay? We're gonna know more and more about it in details. ماشي يا حلوين؟ في أي سؤال؟ Is there any question regarding the slide? يا أبرار؟
No.
Okay, I want you to read it. Would please. A reader who's willing to read. No one?
Miss me, I want to read.
Who's speaking?
Me, Hala.
يلا يا حلا.
What is culture? Culture is the way of life of a particular group of people. Culture identity is the feeling of belonging to a particular culture. Culture can be defined as the behaviors, ways of life, arts, beliefs, and customs that are passed down from generation to generation. Cultures have many types such as dominant culture, subculture, folk culture, and global culture.
Excellent, sweetie. Thank you. Any question about this, Shabanat, before moving to the one after?
No.
Great, as usual. Yeah, حلوين. طيب, we're gonna move to the one after, which is talking about what? It's talking about dominant culture. Okay. There are some societies which is having more than one culture that presented there. We used to call them multicultural society. Multicultural society. When we say multicultural society, that means they are having more than one culture. But within this multicultural society, there is one culture which is strongly found, which is the majority of people have it, which is clearly founded in front of everyone. This culture called dominant culture. It is the main culture of the area. We might have other cultures, but this one, which is the most clear one, the one which is everyone feel it, that is founded. I'm going to give you an example, Yabanet. Let's talk about Medina as an example. Medina, it's part of Saudi Arabia. When you look around you're going to find that most of ladies, they are wearing black abaya, right? You might find colorful abayas, but what is the majority used to wear? Used to wear what? The majority in Medina. Ladies used to wear what? Black or colorful abayas? Black abayas. Because up till the culture of Medina, okay, this is the dominant one. This is the one which is strongly founded in the area. Okay, so this is called dominant culture. This is called dominant culture. Okay, dominant culture. What? Can you see the slide, the dominant culture slide? The dominant culture is the main culture of a society. You might find different ones. Okay, you might find different cultures, but there is one which is clearly found. Okay, dominant culture is the most widespread. The most widespread and the one with the most influence. This is the dominant culture. Dominant culture, as I said at the previous part, okay, the dominant culture, this is the main culture that we're going to receive from our parents, from the previous generation. So the dominant culture is passed down from one generation to another generation, to the next generation. Okay, and it used to be promoted by social groups and institutions. Okay, like in Saudi Arabia and also within the people. This is the most accepted one. If you find somebody who's wearing a very colorful one, will not be like up to the community. It will be okay, but it will not be accepted the same as wearing black one or dark color one. تمام يا حلوين؟ يبقى الدوminant culture يا أمارات it is the main culture of a society where a number of cultures are present. Okay, you might find a place which is having multicultural, which considered as multicultural place, but within this place there is a culture which is most of people have it, or the one which is clearly founded in the area. This is called what? Called dominant culture. Dominant culture. يبقى dominant culture ايه هي يا بنات؟ تاني وتالت ورابع. It is the main culture of a society. Okay. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ It is the main culture of society where a number of cultures are presented. تمام يا حلوين؟ Let's move to the slide before, because we did not read it. Culture in today's world. Okay. So we got that the culture is a combination between of what? Of custom, norm, values, attitudes, belief, morals, behaviors of a society. It's like combination of all of this. Okay. And modern life, like I said and explained, cultures are increasing, coming into contact with each other. Why? The high technology we're having, the internet connection, make it easy for us to interact with other cultures. Okay, make it easy for us to know about other culture. Make it easy for us to get new ideas and fit it into our own culture. Okay, يا حلوين. يا أمارات, any question?
No, teacher, it's all clear.
Nice. Okay, so I want you to read the slide. I want you to read the slide and want to read the coming slide, and then we're going to speak about what's coming after this. يلا يا حلوين, who's willing to read? Okay, I'm going to stop recording first. Hold on, I'm going to stop recording, and then we're going to be together for the rest of the class. But for this part, I'm going to stop recording over here.